I'm going to encourage y'all to skip the off-the-counter vagina washes, okay? You don't need to add all this fancy perfumed stuff. It's not supposed to smell like flowers. It's not supposed to smell like cherries, all right? Get a rag, get some water, and wash it out that way. That's not going to throw off your pH. That's not going to throw off. Gynecologists, they say all you need is a rag and some water. If there are issues like, you got a yeast infection, for example, then there are over-the-counter solutions for that. But stay away from all those fancy bottles that are claiming to solve your vagina and attract men to it and smell like. Why do you want to attract bees and insects to your vagina with like all this honey scents and shit? Like, it's supposed to smell like a vagina. That is the sign of a healthy vagina.
It's supposed to smell like greasin', fam.
Like grease?
Greasin'. I saw this like old ad and it's for Lysol douche.
Oh boy.
Could you imagine? This is like 1950s, 1960s, and the copy was like, oh, are you having marital troubles? Have you tried everything? No, you haven't. Try Lysol brand douche.
I can't unclench every time you say that.
I don't think you'd be able to unclench if you use Lysol there. And it's like penetrates all of the crevices. And I'm like, it shouldn't be. Welcome to Playing House, the podcast about keeping your relationship sexy and secure. I am the hottest guy in Alaska, Kolter Bouchard.
I haven't been, cannot confirm, but I am Dominique Bouchard, and we are a real couple having real conversations, inviting you in as our third.
You would have been the hottest woman in Alaska.
I, again, cannot confirm that.
You're the hottest woman in Alaska when you're in Toronto.
That's, it feels shady to Alaskans.
It's not.
Thank you,
No,
but that feels shady to Alaskans.
I had such a good time in Alaska. We'll get into it in a sec. But just like you are stunning. You're the most beautiful woman everywhere.
Thank you.
Is that shade to other people everywhere
a little
else?
bit, but I'll accept it.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, stunt on them. You used to have a necklace that said stunt on hoes.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
two bitches deep.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are they up to?
Oh gosh, the girl's name.
Oh,
What's her name? What's her
gosh.
name?
Jennifer Lee?
Jennifer Lee. She makes like hot. She has a hot collection, like gorgeous boots that even like Mary J. Blige wears and Remy Ma wears and
Damn.
Lil' Kim wears.
Yeah.
But she has jewelry as well, I believe, in purses. Yeah, she's doing big things. The other girl I didn't follow, so I'm not sure what she's up to, but
Good for them.
things, right?
Good for everybody.
You should give me more money so I should take more money so I can buy more.
Yeah, we have a
of their
joint
things.
checking account. What is this?
I also make money too. I know that that's an ongoing joke that like, oh, Kolter makes some money. I too make money. Please understand this. We went to the same school, same education, same bank account.
Much better feet.
Me?
Yeah.
Now?
I'm not. Nobody's buying these. Nobody wants these dogs.
I saw comments like, I wish y'all had OnlyFans. And I'm like, for the right price.
Even for the wrong price, just a price. On today's episode, it really took me marrying this woman beside me to start using a wash rag. Mental hygiene is personal hygiene. I'll pause here to remind you, Dominique writes these. And will today be the day I learn to put my laundry in the basket and not on, or beside, or behind, or under, or nowhere near?
Will it?
But first, let's check in. How you doing, pal? Laundry aside. Laundry sins aside.
I'm good. You were in Alaska for the past 10 days.
Being hot as hell. Being hot.
I'm going to ask you about that. But those 10 days, listen, me versus a 4-year-old, I have always said this. I have always said that I've had the utmost respect for single parents, for single caregivers,
Yeah.
for just period. But the past 10 days has really cemented that for me. And should we divorce, I think you would need to get full custody.
Oh, like I would absolutely get full custody.
Why?
First off, racist judicial system. Judicial, justice, whatever. The courts are racist. They're probably going to side with me. Number one. And just to be petty.
You would want full custody.
Absolutely.
You would not get full custody.
I
I'm
don't-
so
I
sorry.
wouldn't
like, I
want
was making
you-
a joke, but you wouldn't want me what?
Indoctrinating our child.
With?
Woke. I don't want a DEI baby. What? No.
She
No
grew up
woke.
on books called Anti-Racist Baby.
Yeah.
And
She's going to get new ones, also called anti-racist, but like AUNTIE.
like like Auntie is
Like,
racist.
like the character is just like a super racist aunt. They also have Uncle Racist. I'm sure. I don't. Maybe. Imagine somebody buying it.
You should create this line. No, now you have to like trademark this.
Like a redneck. They're like, anti-racist.
Yeah.
What about uncle racist? Men's rights.
Yeah.
So you were struggling a little bit there, hey?
It was, listen, Nia loved it. Nia was like, every day she'd wake up like, first of all, she missed you to pieces.
I know. The FaceTimes, I'm going to be honest. Kind of desperado at the end there. I'm like, Nia, hold it together, bro.
No, she would end every single call in tears.
Crying.
She hated the fact that you were not here. And so we had a countdown on our board where like we counted down from 10 to 1 and then there was a house to show like daddy's going to be home. Okay. So every night before bed, she'd check off the nights for the amount of days.
Who was doing the checking off, you or her? You're like, when will this goddamn man
no,
come
truly.
back?
Sometimes I just stare at it like, remember, it's just 4 more days. So she really, really missed you, but she would also wake up like, Mommy, we're going to have Mommy Nia Day. Like she was really excited to also get one-on-one time with me. She's starting school in September. And so it's like a reminder that
TikTok.
I know.
TikTok.
And a friend of ours mentioned to me, like, are you going to take her out of daycare once a week so that you can spend like some extra time with her? And I'm like,
during the summer? No, people do that.
No, that's what I said. Like, well, you're doing that. Why are you paying for daycare if you can do that?
Daycare is expensive.
So I might do it.
What?
I might do it.
Yeah, have fun. No.
Like, yeah, take her to an amusement park.
I didn't have a child to raise her. I'll tell you that. Also, here's the thing. Going to like a theme park or like an attraction on a weekday, now that school's out.
Yeah,
it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, it's going to be a mess.
I do feel like even with kids out of school, weekends are still going to be the busiest everywhere.
Well, yeah,
like,
because parents still need.
Some people still want to work, right? So.
I don't know, like, are people going to amusement parks on a Monday? I feel like field trip day is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah? So we'll do it on a Monday?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Nobody's going to, like, a roller coaster on a Monday.
I mean, some people are. We could be.
Yeah, they're going to be. Yeah.
But also, here's the thing.
Less.
Here's the thing. We're going to Wonderland or a theme park in general with our child. We're not doing any of the fun rides.
It's going to suck.
We're doing like Snoopy's World or whatever.
You're doing the spinning strawberry thing.
You're going because she loves collecting rocks. Because it's the Great Depression, clearly. And she's like, my favorite toys are rocks and also that stick or the wheel that you hit with a stick.
Yeah. She loves painting rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good thing we spent all that money on toys.
So we'll go to Wonderland and then she'll just pick up rocks all day. And like 45 minutes later, I want to go home.
Have you seen that video of the people who got stuck upside down?
Yeah.
Frightening.
But think about it this way. You want to tackle your screen time? You're not supposed to have your phone up there. So it's kind of nice because you're just like, you literally can't be on your phone.
They were upside down.
Yeah.
The blood was rushing to their heads.
Pretty high. I'm a glass, not even half full. I'm a glass overflowing kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah. People know that about me.
Cup runneth over.
Yeah, 100%.
How are you doing?
Like when your cup runneth over. Love sipping on that.
Ew. What?
How am I doing? I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Doing well. Okay.
I had a really great trip in Alaska. And also, for the record, some hotties in Alaska.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alaska.
But I mean, like, no one's hotter than us, so there's that.
I've seen the internet.
I have too.
Okay.
This show is on the internet. You need the internet to watch this.
Thank you for watching or listening. We really appreciate it. Please hit subscribe.
But also thank you for
really
washing. And that's obviously
washing, that's the
theme of today's episode. Alaska was great. I, for legal reasons, was there as a tourist just for fun. So I can't give a whole lot of details in case Sleepy Joe's watching this. And it was a great, I got to meet the people behind Alaska Rhodiola.
Yes. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
AgriRoser.com.
Yeah. Play 15 at checkout to save 15%. You save some money. We make some money. It keeps them in business. It keeps us in business. And also it makes your life better. We'll get into that later. That's not technically the live read. Okay. It was breathtakingly beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think I've ever been in a location that stunning before.
Wow.
Except you, of course.
Okay.
But like a geographical region.
Right.
Dude, every shot you're like, this is fake. I'm in the Matrix right now. This is a simulation. Like I sent you some pictures.
No, the pictures you sent me were gorgeous. And just surrounded by mountains.
Yes.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yes. And just like fresh air. I've never slept that well. And,
really?
And we were like in an RV for part of the week. The bed that I was sleeping on, is it as good as our mattress? No, and it is what it is.
Okay.
But like in spite of that, maybe because of that, I have never slept so well my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah. Like
Damn.
6.5 hours a night. Like we were busy when we were there
Yeah.
doing tourist things, doing no business. And I slept so well. It's like the air was so fresh. Way fewer bugs than you think. And I saw a moose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just did all the things.
Bro.
Saw a moose.
Giant. How big do you think a moose is?
I don't think I've ever seen a moose. I've only ever seen deer. I've seen like Toronto had a phase where we kept decorating the city with a lot of moose for some reason.
Oh, yeah, the moose on the loose.
What was up with that?
I
What
don't
was
know.
that? What was the meaning of that? And then they painted them.
Yeah.
And you just spot like businesses
Nice.
would buy a bunch of moose.
Yeah.
And like put them on their roofs or in their driveways. And then, well, why?
Up until this trip, that was the only moose I had seen in person.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I brought that up, and they were like, tell us about the Moose on the Loose program. And I'm like, I know as much as you just described now. And like, they were colorful. They had designs. I don't know. Why anything?
Who made them? The city?
Maybe moose. Maybe it's a psyop.
Yes.
from
yes,
the
yes.
moose.
Like hunt these, not us.
100%.
Yeah, I see it now.
They don't move as quickly. Giant, though. Huge.
Wow.
This thing could have chewed through me, no problem.
Oh.
Used us like toothpicks. So the coolest thing I think I did on the trip was we went to this city called Homer, Alaska, like the Simpson. And Homer, like the Simpson. And it was just like a really cool spot. I guess the
Okay,
closest.
I know nothing so far.
It's okay, like Kensington Market in Toronto, like kind of like hippie.
Give a better example.
So Homer, they built this. They call it the Homer Spit. I'm more of a Homer Swallow kind of guy, but you know, you take what you can get, and it's like it goes like 2 or 3 kilometers, or like I don't know what miles are, but like it goes into the water. It's man-made. They built it like 50 years ago, and there's all these businesses on stilts. Like remember in the Weekenders, they go down to the pier and there's like stuff. So they had that, like these restaurants and stuff. It was amazing. And we had like dinner there. We did a water taxi. Thought I was gonna die on this thing.
Oh, that's when you called me and you're like,
Exciting.
oh, I nearly died today.
Yeah.
Don't ever call your partner when you're traveling and say, I nearly died today.
But the fact that I was calling you meant that I didn't.
Yeah, but that leaves me with nothing but nerves about what is he doing tomorrow and why did he nearly die? Because you gave no context. You just said, yeah, I nearly died today. I'm gonna go head to bed.
Keep them guessing, Kings. That's all I gotta say. But it was a much needed trip. Flew business class, even though it was for personal reasons. And
Lay flat seats.
buddy, lay flat. There were 4 flights total, 2 there, 2 back. The lay flat seats were the first of 4 flights. I don't know how you go back to sitting up.
4 total. And that you took 2 there, 2 back. Yeah.
So the first half of the trip from Toronto to Anchorage, dude, and like I'm a tall guy, had no problem laying completely flat, and the seats vibrate.
They vibrate for
What?
what?
They give you massages.
Like instead of turbulence, you turn on the vibrations.
It counteracts the turbulence. There's actually no turbulence in business class. That's
I actually
only
believed that.
Yeah, it's just BS that they tell you. It's the poor people in economy,
So
which is also me. But
turns out sitting at the back of the plane has the least turbulence.
really,
Yeah.
But I thought you're more likely to die at the back of the plane.
I don't want to discuss that. I don't know. I don't want to know.
Okay,
What?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll bring it back to hygiene. Here's how we'll do it. Business class, you get a better bathroom. They have hand cream in there as well. Lots of white people up front. I would think I was the only person using the hand cream, but the thing was fuller at the end of the flight. People were adding their hand cream to it. But let's get into it. Hygiene in relationships. You look and you smell very clean today.
Today.
Every day,
Thank you.
but especially today. Yeah.
What especially today?
Just like you're looking extra groomed, you know?
Okay.
You smell extra fresh. You look great. You smell great. You taste great.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're talking about the impact of hygiene on relationships. So we're going to dive into first personal hygiene.
You've had a story about me and kind of the early days of playing house before it was a podcast.
Right.
Playing house before we even technically started dating.
Right.
And would you do me a favor?
Yes.
And finally unburden yourself with this story, and just please describe the condition of my dorm room?
I mean, that was going to be in the next part
Oh,
where
well,
we're discussing
We'll tease
spatial
ahead then.
hygiene.
We'll tease ahead. Why don't you talk about the hygiene that I had back then?
Why don't you?
And let's talk about the evolution of it, because I feel like, compared to when we were like 18, you're just like, you become an adult for the first time, right? And you're just like figuring out the world, and you're also figuring out like your face and your skin and
like, actually,
and you're in this weird spot where like you've got like acne because you're still a teenager, and you're like, maybe you have a little bit of money from a job so you can buy some better skincare. Like, what's the evolution for you? What does that look like?
So funny enough, like my acne started like with puberty, so like in elementary school, and then went away, and then came back in adulthood. So it can be cyclical, you know what I mean? But
that sucks.
It really
that sucks
does.
so bad.
I didn't know that was a thing until it happened. But when we talk about like personal hygiene, for me, I've had to learn to set a schedule with my self-care. And I frame personal hygiene as self-care because it's like, as a mom, especially, like when I was a new mom, I'd always hear like, oh, give yourself a treat. Go take a shower. Take some time.
A treat?
How was that a treat? How was my being away from my baby for enough time to wash my ass a treat? Like that's basic human hygiene. So really framing the things that I need to do as self-care is like reminding myself that like this is basic human necessity and that I need to get these things done. So like twice a week I'm exfoliating. Once a week I'm deep conditioning my hair. You know what I mean? Like making sure that it's in a scheduled process. Two things.
Number one, when you've just had a baby, you need to be showering more than ever. You're leaking. You got like, the ass might be a little bit fatter, might be a little bit harder to reach all of the crevices back there. You're very sore.
Yeah.
Your partner should be helping you, right?
Yeah.
It's nice. A little sponge bath, a little SB once in a while.
Funny enough, so when I was breastfeeding, like getting into a hot shower actually made the milk express even more.
That's hot. No, it's not.
So it's like when if I'm getting ready to get in the shower and Nia starts screaming her head off, hearing her cry also made the milk express faster. So it's like, I really got to shower, but you're screaming, so I'm just gonna feed you first. And I get in the shower, just finished feeding. Now the heat is making it express more. Like it was just like this horrific cycle of I am here to feed you and not even have time to wash myself.
You need like a little counter for your titties.
Counter.
Like a counter, like a little shelf for your titties when you're.
So she can like come up and.
I can hold her up and I can be like, all right, straight from the tap.
Thank you.
It's nice.
Absolutely.
And then we could bathe her at the same time. It's great. My second point, the first one was the when you're a mom and all that. So, exfoliating.
Yeah.
Like your face
and body.
Because, listen, as a couple millennials, I think we're all familiar. Although you're black, so maybe this is a little bit different for black people. The specifically the St. Ives apricot scrub. Kyle, you were using the apricot scrub at some point, right? You know the one I'm talking about? Yeah. Peter, you know what I'm talking about? No? Okay. Well, listen, I think 99% of millennials know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that
horrors.
Like, oh my God. So you're not using that anymore?
No. So that was this was before we knew the power of like a chemical exfoliants. So companies like The Ordinary or what's that other one that's right beside The Ordinary?
The Inky List?
That's it.
They look identical.
Black and white bottle, right? Well, no.
In that they're both like black and white, but Ordinary is glass, Inky List is plastic.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, St. Ives, like when I started by my skincare routine and I'd go to the pharmacy to buy my exfoliant daily, I would take those microbeads and just like scratch up and damage my skin. I had an incident where I had to go to the emergency room.
Oh, that's right. You did use this. I remember this.
Because I was exfoliating with one of those and a microbead got in my eye. And they had to like drop this dye into my eye and they could just see the scratches in my. Don't use that stuff. Don't use that stuff. My sister uses it on her foot now because like, peeling the dead skin off of your foot. Yeah. So much better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're exfoliating with what right now? So
for my face, I use a chemical exfoliant.
Lovely.
Yes. And then for my body, not douches, sorry.
Yeah, don't use the apricot scrub to douche.
Yeah, do not do that. Thinking of a loofah. Loofah can exfoliate your skin, but I also use an exfoliating glove. So it's a literal glove that you put over your hand and has a similar material to a loofah. And then when you're washing on the body wash, it's exfoliating all of your skin.
Lovely. Good for you. That's nice.
What about you? You have a very you have a very pronounced, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Pronounced.
You have a very strong skincare routine that you do not sway from. Tell us about that.
That vitamin P, baby.
Hey.
You've seen them videos. You know what I'm talking about. Get that glazed donut look. Okay, here's the skincare routine.
Okay.
I'll give you the nighttime one, and then I'll give you the morning one.
Oh.
Nighttime one. We're oil cleansing.
What's that mean?
I don't know. It's an oil, and it's the color of severely dehydrated urine, and smells a lot better. And you put that on, and it's cool because especially when you first start using this, or if it's been a while, and you really get in there for like 5-10 minutes, you get these little they're called sebaceous filaments.
What is that?
They look like tiny little black hairs, and it's like deep blackheads.
Oh, wow.
And they come out. Yeah.
And so it's just dry skin, and you're using this oil.
Yep.
And
dry hands, dry skin.
Nice.
Oil, and you're just rubbing it in.
For how
rubbing
long?
it in. I mean, like a minute if you're doing it every day. But if it's been a while or you're just starting, I had a week where I was like 15 minutes. Just like 15 minutes really getting in there.
Listen, I've watched you sit. It's because he does this in bed. So I've watched you sit there and just...
Yeah. And then I go, look at my hands. Look at my hands.
Get away from me.
And then after, typically now I'm doing this in the shower if it's just for a minute or whatever.
Okay.
Then you rinse it all off your face. Then I like the CeraVe.
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 Yeah.
Not CeraVe.
So I used to think it was CeraVe, but then Michael Cera. So we know that it's CeraVe.
I think CeraVe is funnier. I'm just gonna keep saying CeraVe.
I like CeraVe.
Okay, so the CeraVe, but the foaming one, not the like the gooey, like the like the jizzy looking one,
Gel?
the foaming one, and then you get in there for 60 seconds.
Okay.
Really get in there, like and I also do my shoulders at the same time. My shoulders and like my upper back.
Okay.
Because you talk about acne coming back as an adult.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the back knee sometimes. Holy Christ.
Sucks.
It does. It's not great. Then we like rinse that off. We don't use a bar of soap on our faces like we used to. Don't do that. Can't do that anymore. Been 3 years since I've done that. Then after you're done washing the rest of your parts, you get out of the shower, and then I use some, it's called adapalene. It's kind of like tretinoin. It's called, I don't think we're allowed to advertise drugs on here. We say Vyvanse all the time. I think this one is Tactipump Forte.
I'm going to sneeze.
We're leaving that in. That one too.
Okay.
You sure?
Bless you. Thank you so much. 3 people in the room.
Oof. That's a yikes from me, dog. Bless you.
Thank
then
you. So sorry, adapalene.
Adapalene. It's like a retinoid, I guess.
Okay.
So then that goes on.
That's an exfoliant?
No, it's like I don't know, just like
what
helps
does it
your
do?
Just how it's like a retinoid. It helps your skin like regenerate quicker.
Okay.
Makes you look younger.
All right.
Benjamin Button over here.
Hey.
And after that, we put on some, I think it's Vichy. It comes in a little glass bottle. It's like Vichy Mineral 79 or something.
Yeah.
You use that too?
No, I know the brand.
So nice.
I know the brand.
2 little pumps, goes a long way. Put that all over the place. And you got to wait for this stuff to like dry, right?
And this is your moisturizer?
This is hyaluronic acid.
Oof.
Bro.
So hyaluronic acid is to bring back moisture.
TikTok told me to do it.
Okay, and you just
did it. I was like, okay.
All right.
These young girls, right? Like over 18, because I think you have to be 18 to be on the app.
I don't relate, sir.
These like 18-year-old girls are like, this is what I do to keep looking 18. And I'm like, I'd like to look 18. So that's what I do. We're barely halfway through. Now,
this is the morning?
This is at night.
Okay.
Yeah. This is how I get myself nice and tired. Magnesium, melatonin, and a 17-step skincare routine.
Being you isn't exhausting enough, eh?
Okay. I need to be tuckered out a little extra. Then we use snail mucin.
Ooh, yes.
And you rub it together on your hands, and then I don't like to go right onto my face because you get these like lines of like snail, slug juice or whatever.
Trail,
So I like separate my hands so that the little lines. Anyway, then you put it on your face. Then you wait for that to dry. Then we're going to use some...
What does that do?
I don't know. Then you use some gentle, I like Vanna cream, some really gentle face cream.
Good.
Okay?
Good.
We haven't moisturized our body at this point yet because we don't want body touching our face, right? We don't want like body lotion touching our face.
Okay.
Then, after the Vanna cream has had a time to absorb, then we use Egyptian Magic. Kind of upset with the people at Egyptian Magic right now, I'll be honest.
Why?
Well, I was on Instagram or TikTok, and I mentioned using Egyptian Magic, which is a great product, and you like slather it on and kind of locks everything in. That's the final step, by the way, except for sleeping. They DM'd me, and they're like, oh, man, we'd love to send you some Egyptian Magic. And I was like, great, because you're charging $50 for 4 ounces, so I would
it's an
love
oil?
a free one. I don't know what it is. It's like a wax, I think.
So far, nothing. You don't know what anything is.
Absolutely
But
not.
it's all saving your skin. So beautiful.
I look great.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. 10 out of 10.
They were like, we'd love to send you
Yeah.
some. I'm like, amazing. And then they're like, they send me a DM a couple of days later.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, no pressure, but we'd love it if you would like send us a video that we could post.
No.
And I was like, well, I can like connect you with my agent. Because like, you know, we got a pretty big audience. We got over 1 million followers. You know what I mean? Like, I'm also continuing to just pay for their product because I like it.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, can we get one? And I'm like, here's my agent's information. And this is after they had said, like, we're going to send you one. I gave them my address.
But also,
Nothing.
like, how badass is it to be like, here's my agents?
It feels
to my
really cool.
agent.
But also,
that's dope.
I don't give you a free thing, so you're not going to, like, send me
Send it to
anything?
you.
Bro. And just, like, don't ghost me. If you're like, hey, we actually wanted that in exchange for this. So, like, if you don't want it,
just
that's fine.
Own up.
But I'm going to keep buying it. It's a good product. But, like,
Shout out to Egyptian Magic, but also not shout
You
out
know.
to Egyptian Magic. They're getting their promo now, I guess.
shout out to the product. I'm a little, like, disappointed by the staff. A little bit,
well,
you know?
Or
So there's
that singular influencer
Sure.
coordinator. We don't know.
All right. Now we wake up in the morning. When you wake up. That was the nighttime one. The morning one, listen, there's some familiar hits, okay? We've got the Cerave. Then we get out
Cerave.
and we use the Paula's Choice, the whatever their
yes.
super popular one is. That smells.
Exfoliant?
Yeah, it's a liquid,
It is
like
an
a
exfoliant,
liquid exfoliant. So I'm exfoliating too. Fun.
Yeah,
Love that.
I feel like you've mentioned a few of them, but okay.
So then we use that. It smells awful, but it is what
But
it
it
is.
works. Buckley's.
And then the hyaluronic acid again, the Vanna cream again, and then of course we got to put on some sunscreen.
Hey, and
I
what's
like
your
the,
sunscreen?
The Super Goop Unseen Sunscreen.
Oh, you're fancy,
$65
fancy
a
man.
goddamn tube. What? What is this made out of? Diamonds? $65. A tiny little tube. Can one of you throw me over? It's in my bag over there.
I've seen it.
Can one of you throw that over for me? I just want to demonstrate how little this thing is.
It's very tiny. I buy my Black Girl sunscreen, and it is this big. Yeah,
$65 plus
What?
tax. What? It's all rubbed off. I can't even tell you how much is in here, but like,
Oh, God.
Nice.
Okay.
I could have gone.
Like, so badly.
I have to like call 911 because we've had a sunscreen eyeball accident. So that's it. That's in 47 easy steps. That's the skincare routine.
47 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
$47 a day in skincare products.
Yeah.
Yikaroo.
Well, people have been asking, so they finally got this
Now you know.
routine. Look at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Look at me.
No, and when did you start this?
I would say I transitioned from I got off the soap. I got off the bar of soap like 3 years ago because I was going through chemo, and you were like, "You look terrible."
I
like,
never said that.
In a nice way. You were like, "You kind of look like garbage.
What?
Your skin's super dry. Let's try." And you were like, "Here's a cleanser, and here's some facial moisturizer." Because I would just wash it with a bar of soap, and like I go to bed with like tight skin, and I was like, "Oh my god, tight skin, it's nice. That's what you want."
Nice?
You want tight skin, right? You don't.
No. Dry skin ages faster.
Yeah.
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 And by that, I mean like wrinkles and stuff. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with aging. Aging is a privilege, but you can age gracefully.
I'm 19. I'm a teen dad, so wouldn't know
Period.
anything about that.
Period.
And that's it. We're having fun.
That's it.
We're having fun.
That's it.
But I'd say like I've been on this specific regimen for the last probably year and a half.
Okay.
Love it.
Wow. Well, you look great.
Thank you.
look amazing.
Feel great.
And when we're talking about impact of personal hygiene on relationships, and you've mentioned how kindly I told you looked awful during chemotherapy, apparently.
Yeah, you were like, man, not interested in this.
Or did you come to me and say, Dom, I'm uncomfortable. Can you tell me what I should do?
No, I think at my lowest moment, I'm like, oh, the cancer's back. And you're like, you know what else is, you know what's not going to be back? The bar of soap. We're ending that. Couldn't end the cancer, but we're ending the bar soap.
Okay. Well, you're welcome. Then.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
We stand an honest queen.
Talking about honesty,
Oh, no.
we're going to get into some personal stories of personal hygiene
Yeah.
that we've experienced together. And I'm going to start
Together.
with yeah.
What a journey.
Yeah.
Hand in hand.
Okay, always.
Yeah.
You can hold my hand through this one.
Thank you. I like these sleeves, by the way.
I love keyholes in my
nice.
sleeve.
That's what they call it, keyholes?
Or thumb holes. When we went to Atlanta.
Yeah. So this is the second time we went to Atlanta this year.
Yeah.
This was back in April.
Let me preface this. So I was in Cabo for a week before that for work. And happened to get my period during that time.
Oh, you weren't expecting it?
I was expecting it.
What's this thing? That's crazy.
I mean, yeah, sometimes periods can be off schedule. I mean, surprise, surprise. Yeah, women can't always, or people can't always predict when their period's going to come.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. So I now prefer period underwear. And I know there's a lot of like...
You're a free bleeder.
No, I don't consider that free bleeding.
Okay.
It's just period underwear locks in, like pulls away the moisture from your body. So like when you're using a pad, for example, a pad, like it kind of sits on the pad or like at the top of it so that you're still feeling like the moisture. Very uncomfy for me.
Yeah.
Tampons, I get really bad cramps, so I don't like inserting. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Condescending
Like
asshole.
No.
And then the Diva cup, I like long nails, so that's just not in my...
And
it's not something
you're
I
a
can
diva already.
use. Okay, period.
You don't need the cup. Literally, period.
You're so excited for that one. You're so excited. So if you're not familiar with any of the products that I'm mentioning, a Diva cup in particular, or a menstrual cup, is a cup that like you can insert into the vagina.
Vaginal canal.
Thank you. And it kind of it creates a suction so that it's like it stays put and it collects all the period blood. But then in order to get it out, you got to do this like maneuvering thing that I have not mastered myself, again, because of the nails. And I have no interest in doing so. Yes.
Hypothetically.
Oh, God.
I know it says one size fits all.
It doesn't say that.
I gotta get this out. Let's be serious here. This is a serious scientific question. Is it possible that of the roughly 4 billion period havers, trying to be woke, could someone be too loose for a Diva cup?
So again, they don't say one size fits all.
Oh, okay. They just say one size fits Christians.
Oh my God.
Because if you're following the teachings of the Lord, that's why you're not using tampons, right? Alaska Rhodiola. I finally met these people, and they are lovely. What a couple of great souls.
Nice.
Great souls. It's a mother-daughter team. Mom's a medical doctor and a pilot.
Like just killing it from all sides.
It taught me how to say menstruation properly.
Okay.
Honey. Hunty.
How did it come up in conversation is more so my question. But
I think we were listening to the debate.
okay.
And you know,
yeah, that's not
my boy Trump. He's not a fan of the menstruators. Right?
okay.
Wants to tried to lock one of them up a few years ago.
Right.
That's I guess how it came up in convo. I don't know.
Yeah, let's stay away from that one. But that is a perfect example why you should leave him and fix your life.
Leave Trump?
Absolutely. Should we not?
Leave Trump, fix your life, Alaska Rhodiola.
Absolutely, fix your life. So this is great for increasing mental clarity. It can increase energy as well. I have it in my morning shots every single day.
Morning shot of what? Let's be clear.
Morning shot
here.
of ginger. Oh my goodness.
My morning.
My brandy. Yeah, I put it.
Ray
in
and nephew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you have to pick Ray and nephew?
Because you're Jamaican.
I'm not Jamaican. Stop this. That doesn't help my case.
No, it doesn't.
My family's Grenadian.
And her family loves this too. And it tastes, I like putting it in my coffee.
Yeah.
Some coffee, a little bit of cream, a little bit of Alaska Rhodiola, dropper.
that.
It can help you, like Dominique said, with mental focus, with libido.
Absolutely.
With the libido. Buddy.
Help you stay sexy.
Buddy.
Stay secure.
Buddy.
Get into it.
Buddy.
Fix your life.
Promo
Believe
code
him.
PLAY15 at checkout to save 15%. You save some money. We get a couple of bucks.
Mm-hmm.
We're supporting a woman-owned, Alaskan-owned business.
Mm-hmm. Family.
Yeah. Well, yeah, mother-daughter.
Family run. Okay. I'll get into that.
Put next to your face. akroseroot.com.
So when I first tried a Diva cup, or like purchased one at least, it's because my best friend, she's like, I love mine, you got to try it out. And this was after having Nia. So there's one you can buy if you've given birth vaginally. I think it's vaginally or through C-section, and my daughter was born via C-section. And there's also one that you can buy, I think it's like before a certain age and if you haven't had a kid. So like there are different sizes based on like lived experiences. I'm being so dead ass right now. You're being an asshole. That's the thing about like period hygiene. It's not spoken about regularly, and it's not like normalized.
It's a sin. It's sinful.
50% of us have periods, and it's just such a taboo topic that like you need to discover on your own and figure out what works. And like, why am I in my 30s figuring out like menstrual cups and stuff? Like, because it was never discussed and it's not open conversation.
Go to the library.
Go to the library and do what?
Didn't you have
Ask the
internet growing
librarian
up?
to help me with a menstrual cup?
Sure.
What was I saying?
Be like, do you have a diagram or something? On periods, real quick. Fellas, you need to know about periods.
Fellas can have periods too.
Fellas can have periods too. Like, yeah, I know.
Whether you have a period or not,
I'm
you should
talking
know.
about in the context of if you have, especially if you have a female partner, and especially if you have a female child. You got a girl. It's up to you to know how this works.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: we've all seen an episode of a TV show where it's like, "Oh, Dad was home. What do we do?" Just like, bruh.
At the store, so confused.
Here's the
get
thing:
a maxi?
you love vagina so much.
Yeah.
You love consenting adult vagina so much.
Yeah.
Maybe figure out how they work.
Yeah.
Then you'd be able to make a woman happy once in a while. The female orgasm is a myth, however. You need to know how this works because it's very important to normalize it, and it's important that you don't make it awkward for your kid when she's like, "Oh, I've got my first moon or whatever."
Oh God.
I've got the curse.
Don't give it names. Don't give your vagina. If you want to give your own vagina a nickname, cool.
Period is literally a nickname for menstruation.
You know what? Oh my God.
Yeah.
My mind is blown.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Period is a nickname for menstruation. Yes.
Mhm.
Why is it called period? Because it's the end of a cycle, the beginning of another cycle?
Easier to say and spell than menstruation.
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 Dr. Illig, who founded Alaska Rhodiola, says menstruation. She's a medical doctor.
She says menstruation.
Menstruation. Yep.
She a gynecologist?
She's a medical doctor and a board-certified emergency doctor, so and a
Okay.
pilot.
And a pilot.
Yeah,
know what? I believe
pilots.
her.
Pilots know a lot about vaginas.
Pilots know a lot about a lot.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Menstruation, everybody.
Thank you. A trip to Atlanta.
So all that to say, I enjoy wearing period underwear. I also have had PCOS in the past, polycystic ovarian syndrome, which it means that I've had periods that have lasted me 9 months. It means that I've had periods that haven't come for 9 months.
For a while, you had a better beard than I did.
I've never had a beard in my life. I never. It's why are you lying?
You can get some facial hair though.
Cystic acne and facial hair are symptoms that some people experience with PCOS. Luckily, I haven't experienced that. But yeah, so I had some pretty bad symptoms. So period underwear has also been really helpful for me in that way. And that like if I have a really heavy period, especially if I'm like traveling, it's just super easy to like wear the underwear that's already protecting me. Yeah. So I had all that and went to Cabo for work, like I said, which happened to be for a period underwear company anyways. So it's like I had a good supply.
Menstruation.
Hey,
menstruation underwear company.
And then went and met you straight from Cabo in Atlanta.
Yeah.
At that point, I didn't have access to my laundry. I couldn't wash my period underwear. I couldn't wash any of my underwear.
So what was the period underwear doing the whole time? Just like in a bag?
Yeah.
Fermenting?
Fermenting. I suppose.
Yeah.
Creating wine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Its own ecosystem.
Probably red wine.
Oh my God. This is why people don't discuss periods.
Why not?
This is why. First of all, I'm in a room full of men right now. I don't know if I've mentioned this.
You don't know everybody's pronouns. You don't know how everybody identifies. Do you know how I identify?
Yes.
How?
He, him are your pronouns.
You don't know that? And those aren't my pronouns.
What are your pronouns?
You know what my pronouns are?
No, Colton, I don't want to know them. Listen.
USA. My pronouns are kiss my ass.
All that to say, when left unwashed for as long as that was, like a day, when I got to Atlanta, it smelled like nickels. Like, it was not a good time.
Not pennies.
And,
the worst smelling
oh
coin.
my God. Like, it smelled like, it smells, yeah, it smells like coins, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? I can't swear. I'm sorry. You're going to have to acknowledge that and edit it out. But
leave it in. It's worth it.
But I opened my damn luggage and I'm like, it smells like coin change in here. And you're like, well, I'll still like have sex with you. Like, let me go to the bank.
Let me make a deposit.
Deposit at the bank. You're disgusting.
And then for the rest of the week, I was like, hey, any chance you can help me cash a check?
It was just the ongoing banking reference for the rest of the week. Oh, and that place, I'm gonna do a quick plug for Nyx. If you want to get 15% off of your period underwear,
they're not a sponsor. No.
Oh, I'm an affiliate though. Use Dom.creates for 15% off of your first purchase of period underwear.
Cut that out.
What?
Leave the swear in. Please. No.
Aren't you the editor? Who
they
you
need to. Kolter, this is for you. Tomorrow, Kolter. It's editing day. Get rid of that. Feeling kind of rich, you know? Awash in treasure. So. But that's good. You smell great.
That's good.
You smell great. Yeah.
Thank you.
No financial institutions in here right now.
No, not at all. Not at all. So period hygiene is a serious it's a serious topic that I really wish was like more open.
Yeah.
More open, more normalized. And that, menstruators, I know some people get offended by being called menstruators, but menstruators do not have to do our own research to figure out what works, what's healthy, what's not going to throw off our pH balance. Exactly. Exactly.
That's a pH
you say
spells.
Okay.
Your f is off.
All right. We've been speaking a lot about personal hygiene. Let's talk a little bit about spatial hygiene.
Also, for the fellas, wash your asses, wash your feet, wash your legs. If you have a foreskin like I do. Are we all uncut in the room, by the way? Peter's uncircumcised. Kyle, are you circumcised?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Ugh. What's wrong with that? It wasn't my choice.
Well, obviously, and it should be. Don't circumcise your kids. That's
it's
their
your
own
choice.
choice. No, it's your.
No, people told me not to pierce my daughter's ears, for example. I did
That's
that.
different than cutting off a piece of your child's genitals.
I mean, if it's for religious reasons.
Nope. Can't hide behind that. Don't. Just let your kid make the decision if they want to do that when they're an adult.
Okay.
No circumcision. That should be illegal.
I don't have a penis. I don't feel the need to comment on that.
Thank you. Representation matters. My culture is not a costume.
Your penis.
Wash your foreskin. Okay? And this, by the way, this myth that like, oh, it's for hygiene.
Circumcision.
If you had the largest penis in the world, what is that going to, how many extra seconds is that going to take to wash your foreskin?
But I need
5 seconds?
Yeah, but I would need you to understand that like doctors are telling people this. Like
doctors told people to smoke.
Go ahead and circumcise your son because like for hygiene reasons, it's going to be easier for him to learn how to wash himself if he doesn't have a foreskin.
How bad a parent are you if you can't teach your kid how to bathe themselves? Truly.
Listen, if I had a son, I would have to do some deep research to understand how to
teach
him how to. I don't know how to clean a penis. I don't have one. So you got to research. Did you know how to clean a vagina before you taught Nia how to wash hers?
Yeah, I read a book.
You did deep research.
And also, I asked a vagina haver, and I was like, hey, what are we doing here?
There you go.
Soap or no soap? You're like, no soap.
That's research.
Yeah.
I consider it deep research because, like, you know me. You can ask me about my vagina. That's not weird. But if you didn't have another woman in your life who you felt comfortable asking these questions to, then you got to do some research.
I don't know why you're an apologist for circumcisers. Wow. Who's paying you? Big Cirque? Cirque du Soleil? Yeah, wash your parts. Everybody. Wash your parts.
Okay. Yeah, please. I'm just
Moving
saying I don't
on.
have an opinion on circumcision.
Okay. That's evident, and it certainly wouldn't be an educated one. Let's move on to spatial hygiene.
No, because, you speak about washing your penis. Let's talk about cleaning your vaginas, because that's, I'm going to encourage y'all to skip the off-the-counter vagina washes, okay? You don't need to add all this fancy, perfumed stuff. It's not supposed to smell like flowers. It's not supposed to smell like cherries, all right? Get a rag, get some water, and wash it out that way. That's not going to throw off your pH. That's not going to throw off all... Are you just making queef sounds now?
No, that's a pH. That's pH. Just say it. Don't spell it.
Okay. It's going to throw off your... And gynecologists, they say all you need is a rag and some water. If there are issues like, you got a yeast infection, for example, then there are over-the-counter solutions for that. But stay away from all those fancy bottles that are claiming to solve your vagina and attract men to it and smell like... Why do you want to attract bees and insects to your vagina with like all this honey scents and shit? Like, it's supposed to smell like a vagina. That is the sign of a healthy vagina.
It's supposed to smell like greasin', fam.
Like grease?
Greasin'. I saw this like old ad, and it's for Lysol douche.
Oh boy.
Could you imagine? This is like 1950s, 1960s, and the copy was like, oh, are you having marital troubles? Have you tried everything? No, you haven't. Try Lysol brand douche.
I can't unclench every time you say that.
I don't think you'd be able to unclench if you use Lysol there. And it's like penetrates all of the crevices. And I'm like, it shouldn't be.
Well, earlier, Peter was saying it sounds like when... Was it Peter or Kyle was saying that it sounds like when Trump was encouraging people to take bleach to get rid of the COVID virus, coronavirus. Am I okay today?
I don't know.
Can you pass me your drink so I can have some, please?
Sounds like you've got long
Thank
COVID. Yikes. Yeah, don't use the Lysol douche. Also, like, that's a man that came up with that, right? Well, of course, because the only people who were allowed to invent things in the past were men. I'll take it. Thank you.
I would assume so, actually.
Some dude in a boardroom's like, you know what these... What would they call women back then? You know what these gals need?
Yeah.
These gals they need us to give them. They need us to tell them how to wash themselves.
They're acting too erratic.
They're hysterical.
Oh, dear. We need to calm them down.
You know what they need? They need some strychnine.
Let's kill them from the midsection up.
Yeah. Okay, we both tried to do this a few times now. So on 3, we're going to say spatial hygiene. 1, 2, 3. And another thing about vaginas. Spatial hygiene. Now I guess you can finally tell that story about what it was like to walk into my dormitory.
Absolutely. Okay, so I met this boy. I'm 18 years old. I'm going to school downtown Toronto, which is it's a huge milestone for me. My very Christian mom is warning me about the boys who are going to try to start corrupting me. And I got a message from one Kolter Bouchard on Facebook saying, hey, are you on campus? You should come over to my dorm room.
I'll come over and I'll Lysol you if you want.
Oh, God. And so my mantra during that time was do one thing a day that scares you. And like dead ass, that was my mantra. Yeah. I remember when Lululemon, their bags had like a bunch of like prints all over them. And it told me do one thing a day that scares you. So I said, I bet. So I head over to meet you. And you bring me up to your dorm room, and I have never seen such a disgusting space in my life. Like, first of all, you open it, and it's just musty and hot. And it's like when you open up the oven and like a cloud of steam kind of comes up. Yeah. That's what it felt like. Like
it was dank.
Okay. And you had nothing but, what is that drink that you had?
Like Diet Coke?
It wasn't Diet Coke. It was the clear one. What is that? It's not Sprite. It's,
water?
7-Up was not it either.
Club soda?
Club soda. Yeah. You had a bunch. All you had was club sodas and like whiskey. Was that your drink?
And chocolate pudding.
You had a mini fridge full of chocolate pudding.
And also, the place was musty, at least in part, because it was a converted hotel from like the 1950s.
You could have cleaned that.
I could have, but I didn't.
Did you expect somebody to come and vacuum?
Yes. Talk about the bathroom.
Okay. So
Why do you think I invited you over? I'm like, finally.
I'm scratching. Okay. I don't want things to touch me. The bathroom, the sink was black. The sink was completely black and
Black
like,
how?
stuck.
Like dirty or had rhythm?
Y'all are giggling. Why y'all giggling back there? And it was like it was stuck on because even when I washed my hands, it wasn't rinsing away the color. It was just sliding off of it as if it was like baked onto the sink itself. I'm like, why am I doing this? But I did have to pull the curtain on the shower curtain, just as disgusting.
Yeah.
The toilet itself, like, first of all, your toilet seat was already up. I stuck up the entire time. I get it. It's your room. You're not sharing with anybody.
Thank you.
Why put it down?
Thank you. Even to poop, by the way.
Just disgusting. It's like, so why invite me? You hadn't made the bed. You hadn't even put away anything. It just stunk. It was hot and was filled with, what was that, black mold? What was that?
Baby, I was taking you to the bank. Well, Don, was the trip to Atlanta, was that revenge?
Oh my God.
You're like, remember this? Waft.
It worked.
Slapped me across the face.
So, and then I told you, so listen, this is not going to go anywhere if this is how you're living. And like at those times you were like begging, you were like, let's just try it out. Let's just be together. You can admit it. Thank
100%.
you. And I'm like, if that's how you keep your space, there is no chance. And so what'd you do?
Successfully got her to make out with me.
What'd you do first?
Asked
before
if I could...
came, hey, before I came over the next time, what did you do?
Did I clean?
You don't remember?
No.
The place was shining.
Yeah?
The place was shining.
Damn. Shining.
shining. Yeah, like you cleaned it down.
Okay.
I don't know where that went.
I wanted you back. I wanted you to return. I wanted to make out again. Let's talk about the state of your apartment when I met you, because it was
the state of my apartment.
Yeah.
What was wrong with my apartment?
Why did you keep cereal in the refrigerator, Dominique?
Okay, let's listen.
Yeah, let's listen. Speaking of scratching,
that is not my fault. That is not the fault of my family. We lived in a building that was not being taken care of. And so, yeah, there were roaches. Everyone had them, not just
Don't
us.
lower your tone and be serious to make me look like an ass.
That was what was happening. And it was not any fault of mine. My mom's, like, that was the situation.
How did I not have roaches?
That's what I want to know. And it was an old-ass building, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was, like, a nest under your bed.
Tells you how much dirtier her place was. Your bed, this isn't like a... Well, I guess it's hygiene in terms of, like, how comfortable you are. Your bed was a futon with like a grid, like that's what the frame was, and there was a giant hole in it. So
when we talk about personal hygiene and spatial hygiene, when we talk about impact of hygiene on relationships, we do need to acknowledge privilege, financial standing. Okay, we all didn't grow up with a white picket fence.
Neither did I.
Two-parent home.
I grew up with white
with 1.5 kids
and a
all
fence.
This nonsense.
No pickets.
Y'all sure?
Also, my dad, not a union guy, so certainly no pickets. No respect for the pickets. But
so, you know, we need to do hygiene within our means, within our resources. We were very clean. We are very clean people. Lysol and Dettol is our best friend. Don't forget I'm Caribbean, eh? Yeah. So, like, everything was washed down properly. You're not going to come for my family and our cleanliness. You're not going to
remember your family that I'm coming for is you. And as often as possible. I hit it this morning. I tried to last night, as I do every night. And Dominique was like, okay, you want to come in here? Dominique was like, she's doing this to yank my microphone away. Last night you were like, tomorrow morning, wake up with me at 6:30, assuming that I would not have the strength to do so.
I really did.
But I'm like, for some puss? All right. More like 69:30.
Oh, my God. But speaking of hygiene, he then rolls out of bed. Goes to brush his teeth. Like, he's serious. He's like, it's 6:30.
Yeah.
Pussy o'clock.
Let's go. Did you brush your teeth?
Yes, I did.
Nice. Good.
I did.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to ask is
the fact that I have
worrying.
To ask.
Okay, so we do have some differences in how we approach spatial cleanliness
Yeah.
and differences in our cleanliness standards, period. And I mentioned Caribbean, very strict cleanliness standards. That's not to say you don't have, or your I should say your mom doesn't have strict cleanliness standards.
So to be
They're just
clear,
different.
my mom does have strict cleanliness
Yeah,
standards.
she
A lot of
absolutely
double
does.
negatives over here.
Okay.
My dad and I, pretty slobby,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
A couple of slobs.
Good.
You folks wash chicken. You love washing the chicken.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And Peter and I had an extensive conversation about this, where I knew when I wrote down in the notes, wash chicken, someone in the room was going to start to debate with me.
Yeah.
We essentially came to the same conclusion that yes, you should clean your chicken by, I don't remember the exact words he used, basically like soaking it in water with lemon and like adding some acid to it. Nod
so-
or shake your head. Am I getting this right? He's nodding. Amazing.
Walk through the whole process.
Okay.
You're washing chicken. A foreign concept to me. Not a chicken washer.
Washing anything in the kitchen is foreign to you. Listen, okay. So, cutting out the fat. It's one of the first things. Or do you do that after? Anyway, cutting out the fat, soaking it in the water, adding lemon, adding vinegar. I'm gonna miss something and my sister's gonna drag me. Listen, don't drag me. I don't cook, yo.
Yeah.
I don't
So
cook, I don't
neither one of
clean,
us
but
is
let me
washing
tell you, I
chicken.
got this ring, okay? My sister, my mom, I've watched them wash chicken many a time. My sister's taught me how to wash chicken. I just don't make chicken, so I don't wash it often. But I do know that when I'm eating chicken, I'm eating it off of my family because they have washed it already.
I just cook the bacteria off of it.
See, I
But that's
don't
why you
know.
cook
I
food
don't
to a
know.
certain temperature.
I don't know. It
You-
just doesn't
You cook
feel
it to
right.
like 160, 170 degrees, whatever chicken is. And then you put a thermometer on it, make sure it's the
Yeah.
right temperature. Then it's clean.
I don't know.
And-
I don't know.
Okay, so you're washing chicken, and like not to sound too white,
Yeah.
you're gonna get the splashback,
Yes, I
from the
know that's
chicken,
everyone's argument.
bacteria
I know,
everywhere, and also the time.
But what's the Dettol for if not to wash that away?
It's an extra step. I don't want to have to wash my kitchen
Okay. Or your food.
or my food
Or your hands?
or that. The time. We washed our hands enough during COVID. The pandemic's over. I'm done washing my
That's
hands.
exactly how that works.
It's not happening again.
No more.
I'm done.
2020, never forget.
Sing happy birthday twice. Get out of here.
Twice.
Wash the back of your hands? Couldn't be me.
So they're saying happy birthday once for the palms and once for
I guess, yeah. And you got to like scratch your palms to get under your nails.
Get under
No,
your nails. Yeah.
couldn't be me. Not washing my hands.
Ew.
I might wash them if I go to the bathroom. I wash them before.
Can
I
you make it
touch.
clear that you're joking, please?
I'm not. Look into my eyes. Kolter, zoom into this. You're the editor and also talent. Zoom into this.
And also, talent is crazy.
Your talent too.
Oh, I thought you were just saying you are the talent.
I mean, we all know that. What number does it say on your microphone? That's right, 2. What does it
Did
say
you
on
use
mine?
angel numbers on purpose?
No, mine's 1 and yours is 2.
Okay.
Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 3, wide 1. And T-way, I wash my hands. I'm white, but I'm not that white.
Thank you. So we have some key differences in our standards for cleanliness, like outside clothing that does not go on the bed. You will come straight from like, oh, I've had the longest day at work, and then throw yourself on the
Not
bed.
anymore.
Yeah, because you don't go to work now, but you come down to work in your own house. But still, you go the entire day. Like you'll go pick up Nia, go to the gas station, go to the grocery store, and then flop on the bed. To
No,
me,
I take my
that's
clothes off first.
nastiness.
I take my clothes off first, so it's just my nude body.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
you're welcome.
Washing your feet before bed.
Yep.
So my mom growing up, even if she was too tired to do a full-on shower, like if we're getting home late in the night, early in the morning, however you want to phrase that, she would always make sure that she's at least going to wash her foot in the tub and then go to bed. And then so that's something that's always been ingrained in my mind. Don't put your dirty feet in your bed.
Yeah. I agree. I wash my feet at night. What? I wash my whole body at night. 5 out of 7 nights a week.
You're so gross.
What?
Where are the other two?
That's 12 showers a week. That's a lot of showers. The other 2 are just like, yeah,
It's the weekend.
going off vibes. Where's Peter going?
And then finally we're going to say,
Our producers are just like checking some things.
Things are going awry, but it's okay. Finally, we're going to talk about mental hygiene and its impact on relationships.
Go to therapy.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
Go to therapy.
So what is mental hygiene, first of all?
I've got therapy tomorrow morning.
Okay, I won't talk. Go ahead. Tell us your schedule, Kolter.
Okay, so at night it starts with an oil cleanse.
So mental hygiene for me is I categorize anything under the self-care banner. So mental hygiene can include like journaling in the morning. First thing in the morning, I'll open up my 5-minute journal and set my intention for the day, some things that I can do to make sure I feel happiness, check in again at the end of the night to see where I actually landed with that. Also solo dates for me, they're big. I try to have at least like every month do something that's solo. So whether that's like going to like paint and sip, I've never actually done that. But tufting class, I love that.
Or like a clay class.
Clay.
Yeah.
Spa dates. Sometimes it's as simple as like going for a walk near the waterfronts. That's a solo date. Like just wine and dine myself. It doesn't have to be a big expensive thing. It can be going to the library by myself, picking out a book. You know what I mean? Sitting on a patio and reading alone. Those to me are solo dates. And I consider them mental hygiene because it's moments for me to like escape and be inward and like clear my mind and make sure that I'm like prioritizing myself. What's mental hygiene for you?
Doing some portobellos every 3 to 4 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean by portobellos. I hate mushrooms, like as a
Eating
topping.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also eating them, yeah. But like a portobello chocolate bar.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like every 3 to 4 weeks. I didn't do it for a year. And I kind of got a little insane. And it's just it's nice. Yeah. It's nice to let the walls melt a little bit. You know what I mean? And just like do some deep introspective thinking. Also therapy every couple of weeks. Also couples therapy every couple of weeks. Also the gym. Love going to the gym.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Going to the gym and just like taking out my white male aggression on on dumbbells or something. Not hurting anybody.
Okay.
Except the rage within me.
Okay.
Defeating that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the portobellos, you of all people, like you've done some extensive research, I believe, like read books and stuff.
Sure.
About,
you have to.
Like its mental impacts. Do you want to touch on any of that or leave it alone?
I mean, I think that could be a whole episode, but the first off, like talk to your doctor, follow the laws in your country.
What country allows that?
I don't know. But you need to be careful anytime you're putting something into your body, obviously. For me, personally, it rewires my brain. And it helps me be a kinder, better person afterwards. Okay. And this is not an endorsement. Yeah. This is like, check with your doctor and your lawyer before you do anything. And your lawyer. and your therapist before you do anything. Yeah.
I mean, I have never tried them. I don't plan to. I don't do well with, honestly, can you mention the devil's lettuce on YouTube?
Probably not.
Okay. So I don't do well with that even.
The jazz cabbage.
Okay. Despite being born on 420.
Yeah.
I've never done well with a third name for what we are referring to.
Some OG dank.
So here's the thing. It's legal in Canada.
Yeah.
But you can mention wine and alcohol and all.
Yeah, because that's legal everywhere in the United States.
Fine. So anyway, I've never done well with intaking that. So I definitely would not do well with harder
substances.
Thank you. But I respect that works for you. And
yeah.
Like again, doing so safely and doing so with like a support system, which is a great segue into our final point, which is having a support system to help you with your mental hygiene.
Which again can be a therapist. It can be, it can be some friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
You like to confide in. It can be relatives. It can be your partner.
Well, and when you talk about your partner, being comfortable calling each other out,
calling each other in.
You're annoying. No, I'm not doing that. Get
ally.
That white fist. But like when I see that you're not doing well, and we do this for each other. When I see that you're not doing well, calling it out, like, listen, you can bitch for the next 5 minutes.
Wow.
But then we got to get it together. We got to keep it pushing. Like,
okay.
You can rant about Whatever workplace for another day.
Whatever
Never gonna
former
move
coworkers
over.
or former bosses, just the one in particular, though, of no previous job in particular.
No one in particular.
Nobody. For legal reasons, these are all jokes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like, get it out of your system,
Yeah.
and then we got to keep it pushing because we cannot allow this to like ferment.
No, we can't.
Create
Don't
a
want it
bank.
don't want it to start smelling like the bank. But, and again, no boss in particular.
What?
A deleterious effect on my mental health. And that's on me for giving this individual, not even going to give this individual's pronouns any space whatsoever. Not the pronouns, but I'm not going to give this person, you know, that's on me for giving that person space at all. Truly, I think about it sometimes, truly unhinged, in my personal opinion, behavior over the years.
So how did you protect your
Crazy.
mental peace?
I quit at some point in my job history. No job in particular. This could have been 10 years ago. This could have been my first job.
Sure.
My dad was my boss. He was a pretty good boss. But maybe he wasn't.
Okay.
Plausible deniability. Take none of this seriously. I'm ceasing and desisting. On to Pillow Talk.
Okay, Pillow Talk is a segment where we get into a little bit sexier conversation. Join us in bed. I don't know. Anyway, so this week's question is...
It's an endy. It's comfortable.
Hey, we don't have a... No, Dom 10, I think. Dom creates 10.
Yeah?
I'll put it in the description box.
Okay.
Hey, what's your favorite part of my body and why?
I know what
Why
a
are
lot
you
of
looking at
people.
me like
I know
that?
what a lot of people are expecting me to say, and we all know what part y'all think it's going to be, right? Because it's just like he talks about this all the time. He talks about, like, especially lately on TikTok and Instagram, talking about like getting that vitamin P, and just like how much he loves it. My favorite part of your body, and this is going to come as a huge surprise to people, is your vagina. So.
And why?
Hot take, I know.
Kyle's literally back there pacing. Like, that's how uncomfortable this episode is.
Yeah, our producers are sweating.
Like,
Okay, do me. With that.
my favorite part of your body. Okay, can I give two? I'm
Yeah.
gonna give two. I love your eyes. Your eyes were the first thing that attracted me to you. Because, again, you were that annoying ass class clown at the back of the class who would not shut up, who I couldn't hear the professor over, who had some quick joke to yell over the teacher every single time they spoke. But, like, the first time we spoke, I was like, oh, this guy's eyes are
These baby blues.
beautiful. They're beautiful.
Taking a swim.
It's so hard to cuss you sometimes when, like, that's why I often cuss you without looking at you,
Yeah.
because it's very hard
Look at you.
to look. What?
Look at you.
Don't wink at me.
Sliding off the seat over there.
So I love your eyes, but I also love your legs.
Yeah?
You have sexy legs. You got like horse legs. I don't know. Like,
So
they're just-
nothing for the buddy, eh? Okay.
I mean, the third leg too, but yeah, you just have beautiful, muscular, strong. Yeah,
I'm going to crush a watermelon in front of you.
with your thighs.
Yeah. Or like a pumpkin. Let's get to mailbox, shall we?
Let's.
This is your opportunity to get in touch. You can leave us a voice message on our website, playinghousepod.com. And you can also slide into the DMs. This one today. Hello, listener from England. Love the podcast. I'm going to do this, obviously, in an English accent. It often accompanies me
Oh God!
whilst
don't.
I'm cooking, as my mother wonders why I'm
Sir, first of all, Kyle's trying to pull it up. He's having a
giggling
stroke.
at the pasta. I noticed the both of you speaking about things which have improved in
Coulter,
your
they need
relationship.
to understand
I'm
what
doing
you're
this.
saying. They need to understand what you're saying.
Notably. Coulter's dress sense and Dominique's eyebrows. Basically, my question is, how do I tell my boyfriend I don't like how he dresses without hurting his feelings? I often drop hints that I prefer that he wears certain clothes, but it really breaks my heart. Stop moving it. To tell him directly that what he's wearing makes him look like a crap Bob Dylan impersonator.
Oh dear.
Bobby D.
Is he English?
No.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Thanks
Just
for
be
the
upfront.
question.
Just be upfront and say, oi, mate. Oi, bruv. What would you say? That's all I got so
You have
far.
nothing. You have nothing.
Oi, mate. Let's pop into a spoons.
We have, I feel like we've experienced things like this. We're like, because I agree that, yes, you need to be honest, but there's a kind way to be honest, and there's a way to like acknowledge your partner's feelings and how they like to be communicated to when communicating this to them. So like,
Here's what you do. I got it.
oh God.
You take your bruv shopping, and you make it a date. You go together and you go, hey, I would love to, and you got to spend some dough. You're like, I'd love to buy you an outfit. Can we go out? This will be fun. Maybe you have a drink or two first. And you go, let's go. I'm going to pick your outfit for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And like you gas them up. Like when they're wearing something that you really like let them feel it. Like let them know like, oh, I am that bitch in this outfit. Absolutely. Like, whew, when I was watching,
Let's hear this.
They say this is a dangerous town. What's
Power.
Power. I was watching Power. Took Kolter to the store and put him in a jean jacket. He looked like Tommy.
Great. So you want me a chain? You want me to have a chain?
No. Well, kind of. But even you said, I look like Tommy. And I was like, you look like Tommy.
Yeah. She's like, want to rewatch Power when we go home during our lovemaking? Just the Tommy parts?
Not that I got a crush on Tommy. Like,
It's okay if you do.
Ghost is fine.
Ghost.
But yeah, so I had to take a second.
Yeah. Do you want a moment? You want to go watch some Power? We're gonna break for lunch here in a sec.
Yeah, but even you'll tell me like, you know, I want to see you more like sundresses. I want to see you more. Like, what do you specifically say? You want to see more mesh clothing? Here I am wearing a mesh dress, y'all.
Yeah.
Like,
Give me that body
communicate.
con. Fellas, when you're talking to your gal and you want to like say body con, I'm gonna get some body con.
Just say body con.
She's like, oh my God, he's listening. Wow, an attentive king.
But like without pressuring the person or making them feel uncomfortable, just like you can make it very sexy and like very flirtatious. Like, I really want to see you in, like, I love the color green on you. I want to see you in more like bright color, jade colors.
And a chain.
Okay. I don't know. You can make that sexy too. Like, oh, I want to put you in a chain.
Yeah.
I want to yank on your chain. I want to feel your chain hitting my chest when you're on top of
Yeah.
me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You're seeing it though.
Yeah.
You're kind of thinking about getting the chain now.
Yeah.
Right?
Let it just whack you in the back of the head a couple of times.
Right?
Yeah. You're like, oh, it's so cold on my back. All right, let's get out of here.
To finalize, it doesn't need to be a mean thing. You don't have to make him let him know that he's a Bob Dylan impersonator. You don't have to do all that. You can just encourage him into the other direction, and hopefully he'll follow.
And then you can say the times they are a-changin'. And so's your wardrobe. That's a Bob Dylan song.
Thank you.
Follow this woman on Instagram at dom.creates and on TikTok at domcreates. I am at Kolter Talks across all socials. Our website, playinghousepod.com, where you can leave us voice notes and buy some merch, which I believe we will showcase on our next episode.
Yes, we should. We absolutely should.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be doing so. We'll be back next Monday. Please subscribe to wherever you are listening or watching us. And we will see you next Monday.